Just going to begin by lying down flat on your back, just hugging those knees into the chest for a few little knee releases and relaxes. So just relaxing the upper body, letting that tailbone gently lift and lower. Giving yourself that nice little massage in the lower back. And just little side to side sways as well. Should feel nice. That's it. Coming to center, drawing big circles with those knees. So into the chest, out wide, and then down and around. So just giving your hip flexors that nice deep massage. That's it. Now have those feet together and draw big circles in one direction with those knees. Getting a little bit of back movement as well. That's it. Now changing direction of those circles, keeping those legs together. Nice job, everyone. From here, just straightening one leg, keeping one bent at the chest, and just bending and straightening that knee, hugging behind that hamstring, getting that knee joint nice and warm. And that's it. Now keep that leg straight, walking that hands as far back up the leg as you can, and just holding this position, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. Relaxing those shoulders down. Big breath in through the nose. And as you loudly exhale, just going a little bit deeper in this stretch. See if you can do big circles with that ankle that's in the air. A few circles in one direction and then a few circles in the other direction. Do a few points and flexes as well. When you flex those toes, you'll feel a bit more of a nerve stretch up the back of that leg. Good. Now keep that foot still and just a little sway side to side with that straight leg. Gently taking it across the body and then out to the side. Keeping it close to your chest. Well done. Slowly coming back to center and swapping legs now. So hugging the other one in and just bending and extending that knee joint to begin. Focusing on that breath, feeling that nice lengthening down the back of that upper leg. Good. Now keeping that leg straight, hands go as far up that leg as you can and gently hugging it towards your chest. And while you're here, going into those ankle circles in one direction. If you hear any cracks or niggles, don't be alarmed. It's very normal, especially early in the morning. Just waking up the body. Pretending it's like bubble wrap and we're just popping those bubbles. Popping the air. Good, now other direction with those circles. And then going into some points and flexes. Still keeping that knee as straight as you can. Good. Now foot is still and just little rocks across the body and out to the side, keeping both sit bones heavy on your mat. Take one more deep breath. And then exhale, bringing those legs flat so that they're bent on the ground, and we're going to begin with some ab work lying down. So to start, deep abdominals are switched on. We have an imprinted spine, so using your abs to draw that belly button as close as you can to the floor. And we're just going to start with legs in tabletop, hip distance apart. So knees are above hips, shins are parallel with the floor, and we're going into our single leg extensions. So exhale, straighten one leg, inhale back to tabletop, exhale, straighten the other, inhale back to tabletop. Keep going there. That's it, just relaxing the head, neck and shoulders, warming up the hip joint here, and those abdominals are on, doing all the heavy loading here. So exhale, straighten, inhale, return. To make it a little bit easier, you can straighten your leg up towards the ceiling a little bit more to make it more challenging when you straighten that leg. See if you can straighten it closer to the floor. Remember, we're only lowering that leg down as far as we can without feeling that lower back wanting to arch. If you feel like you've got a really big gap underneath your lower back, just means we've let go of our abdominals and want to reset that imprinted spine. So belly button drawn towards the floor. That's it. Keep going with those legs. We're just going to have our arms straight above our shoulders. We're going to keep going here. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, return. Making sure those knees don't creep close to our chest. We want to keep them right above those knees, or those hips, sorry. When we're ready, we're doing opposite arm and leg out, back to center. Opposite arm and leg out, and back to center. So this is our dead bug exercise. We're reaching that arm overhead as far as we can and keeping that arm movement in time with that opposite leg movement. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. That's it. Just like before, the lower we go to the ground, the harder it's going to be. So just have a little play around to see what works best for you. If you need to have a little rest at any time, you're more than welcome to. Should be feeling those abdominals increasing in pressure and temperature. It's just what we're after, so we know those muscles are working. That's it. We've got 10 more seconds here before we hold that opposite arm and leg out. In 5, 4, 3, 2, holding opposite arm and leg out. Can we circle those toes? Circle that straight leg. Can we circle it the other direction, keeping the rest of our body really still? We've got 5 seconds before we swap sides in 3, 2, and 1. Opposite arm and leg out, just holding for now. Reaching through those fingertips and toes, imprint spine. Now circle those toes in one direction, little circles here. Ping pong size balls. And little circles in the other direction with those toes. We have 5 seconds, imprinted spine. 3, 2, and hug those knees to the chest. Well done. Little rock from side to side should feel nice as well for our active recovery. All right. Going back to that imprinted spine, legs are in tabletop once again. This time our hands are going to be behind our head, and let's continue with those single leg extensions. So when you're ready, joining in, exhale, straighten that leg, inhale to return. That's it. Now next time we straighten that leg, we're going to add an ab curl. So lift head, neck and shoulders and lower. Lift head, neck and shoulders and lower. So as we straighten that leg, we're lifting those shoulders up, having our eye gaze towards our knees, and then lowering. Keeping those elbows nice and wide, and the higher we lift, the more challenging it will be. We'll just have a little play around. If the upper body lifts a bit too much, you can just continue with legs only. However, we want to keep that chin tucked and lift that chest as high as we can. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lower. Going nice and slow here. Don't let those knees creep to the chest. Let's do 4 more. And 3. We have 2. Before we go into our crisscross, 1. Same thing again, opposite shoulder to knee. So keep that ab curl, we're just twisting opposite shoulder to that tabletop leg. That's it. Exhale, straighten and lift. Inhale, center and lower. The higher we lift both those shoulder blades, once again, the more we're going to feel it. We're working our obliques now, so the sides of our waist. Doing really well. We've got 20 more seconds here before we finish with the hold. Last little bit in this series. You can do it. You can have a little rest whenever you need, but we've only got 10 more seconds. Can we hold on? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, holding one side for 10 seconds, lifting those shoulder blades up, twisting high. In 5, we're going to swap sides. 3, 2, and holding here for 10. That's it, lifting those shoulder blades up, eye gazes towards the knee. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and relaxing into windscreen wipers. Just gently dropping those knees from side to side, keeping those feet flat. And just relaxing the arms out wide. If you'd like to grab a drink, now is the perfect time. And when we're ready, we're going to roll onto our sides and do some glute work. All right, so I'll show you the setup for this one. Lying on our side, our bottom arm is outstretched underneath us. We're going to bend our legs so that our shoulders, hips, and feet are all in one straight line. Now I want you to pop your top hand on your hip and press that hip away from that shoulder. That way we're going to have a little gap between the underside of our waist. We want to keep that gap the whole time. All right, from here, we're going to lift our feet up in the air so that shoulders, hips, and feet are all in one straight line. And we're going to begin with our clams. So we exhale, open the knee, inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, inhale, close. So joining in with me when we're ready. Our abdominals are switched on, so our pelvis is really still. Those hip bones stay stacked on top of each other. We don't want to be rocking backwards and forwards with our legs. That's it, squeeze and lift. Everything's still, it's just that top leg that's moving. Using those glutes. Getting really strong with this series. If that feels a little bit too much for you, you just don't open your knee out as wide, or you can rest those feet in line with the body, up to you. Otherwise, keeping those feet elevated, we're all looking really strong there. Squeeze and lift. That's it. When we're on our next rep, we're going to open that clam, straighten that knee, bend that knee, and bring it back in. So adding a kick out with our clam. Everything stays still. We're just moving below that knee joint to kick. Squeeze the glutes. That's it. Remember, there is the option for feet down. Really using those quadriceps as well, squeezing every leg muscle. That's it. Exhale, open. Inhale, kick. Exhale, bend. Inhale, close that clam. So each move has its own breath and is really, really slow and controlled. Have we still got that little gap between the underside of us and the mat? Just check in with yourself. Doing really well. Squeezing the glutes. You can have a little rest whenever you need. But we've got 15 more seconds here. Keep breathing. Good. On your next rep, we're just going to hold that leg out straight. Finishing just with our kicks, so only bending and straightening that knee. Squeezing the bottom. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and resting down. Give that glute a big tap. It should feel heavy. From here, I want you to stay in this position, but what we're going to do is bring those knees in front of us so that they're in line with our hips. When you do that, your shins will be in line with the front of our mat. So we're just in the same position or shape as a chair. And from here, we're doing our top leg lift and lower. So squeeze the bottom to lift that top leg and lower. Now we're just going to mirror that top leg with that bottom leg. Once again, those abs are engaged to keep those hip bones really still and stacked on top of each other. Exhale, lift, inhale to lower. It's a really small movement here. If you want to make it easier, just don't lift that leg up as high. We'll have more of a rest between each rep. Otherwise, if you're up for the challenge, trying to lift that leg up in line with our hip, that top hip, and going nice and slow. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. That's it. Now the option, we can either stay with this or we can add that kick out, so straightening that knee, bending that knee, and then coming down. Exhale, lift, inhale, straighten the knee, exhale, bend the knee, inhale to close. That is our advanced version. So have a play around, see what works best with you. Either kick out or no kick out today. We've got 20 more seconds here. Really breathe through it. Squeezing the glutes. Doing really well. In 5 seconds, we're just gonna hold that top leg up to finish. In 3, 2, and 1. Holding it up for 10 seconds. Squeezing the glutes, keeping that pelvis still. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and resting there. Nice job, everyone. Let's roll onto our back for a much needed glute stretch. So that leg that we just had moving in the air, we're gonna pop that ankle up and gently press that knee out to the side to really feel that nice glute stretch. If you want to make it a bit more intense, you can grab that hamstring from underneath. Still trying to push that bent knee out to the side. Just relaxing here, focusing on that breath. Now that we've done it all on one side, we've got to repeat it on the other, but you know what to expect now. So let's take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, slowly coming out of it and making our way to the other side to set up. All right, so bottom arm is outstretched underneath us. Shoulders, hips and feet are all in a line. We've got that top hip away from that top shoulder to keep that little side gap. Lifting those feet up, we're going to start off with our clams. So exhale, open, inhale to close. Really squeezing the glutes. Working that top glute, but you'll already feel it in that supporting glute because it was just under a lot of tension and pressure. Taking that load on the other side. Everything's still just that top leg, squeezing the glutes. Remember, there is the option for feet down in line with the body for this one as well. Otherwise, we want to keep those feet up. Exhale, open, inhale, close. Keeping those hips right on top of each other. We don't want any pelvis movement here. Let's do a couple more here. Let's do 4 more. And 3. Squeeze the glutes. We have 2. On our last one, we're adding that kick out. So straightening that knee, bending the knee, and then closing. So joining in whenever you're ready. You can take a rest if you like. Each move has its own breath. Exhale, clam open. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the leg, and inhale, close, clam. Doing really well, everyone. breathing through it. Abdominals are on. Squeeze in the bottom. We've got 15 seconds to go before we just hold it out for those kickouts. Squeeze the glutes. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just bending and straightening that knee. Everything else stays really still. We've got 10 seconds. That's it. Squeeze the bottom. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and resting there. Nice job. Give that top glute a big tap. Setting up by bringing those knees in front of our hips. Those shins are parallel with the edge of our mat. And when we're ready, lifting that top leg up and down. Mirroring that bottom leg, we want to squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Have we still got that little gap between the underside of us and the mat? Have we got those hip bones stacked on top of each other and not rocking in any other direction? Squeeze the bottom. The higher we lift that leg in line with the hip, the harder it's going to be. Easier version, just lift it up slightly. That's it. Doing really well. Embracing that gradual burn in the backside. We've got 15 more seconds here before we add that kick out as an option if you like. Good. On your next rep, can we straighten that knee, bend that knee, and bring it back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lower. Good. If that's too much, you can just get rid of the kickouts and just lifting and lowering that leg. Last 15 seconds here before we hold it up nice and still to finish with our glutes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, holding that bent leg up really still. We've got 10 seconds, squeeze in the bottom. Knees are in line with each other. We've got 4, 3, 2, and resting there. Coming onto our backs, giving those glutes a big tap and going into that much needed stretch on the other side. So ankle up, gently pressing that knee away or using that hamstring. And focusing on that breath to help us get through any discomfort that we feel during stretching and strengthening exercises. Now we can't neglect the upper body. We've done abs and glutes, so we'll finish off with some arm and shoulder work. So when we're ready, coming onto a 4-point kneeling position for some cats and cows. So knees are above hips, shoulders are on top of knuckles. We're going to arch our back, look up to the sky, curve your spine, look down to your knees, and just alternate here in your own time. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Good, let's do one more. All right, everyone, finding that neutral spine. We're just going to bring our knees back slightly. Our hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width, and we're going to do some Pilates push-ups. So this is 0 degrees, right in line with your torso. That's 90 degrees. And when we push up, we want to have our elbows bent at 45 degrees, so halfway between. And when we're ready, keeping that back really straight, we're going to inhale, bend those arms, exhale, press away. Inhale, bend, exhale, lift. That's it. Our eye gaze is towards the floor. Chin is tucked towards our chest so that we're lengthening our neck. And keep those hips down low and that belly button up high. Good. Easier versions to not bend those arms as much, or to bring those knees directly underneath those hips. To make it even harder, going slower and lower. That's it. Inhale, bend. Exhale, squeeze under the armpits to push. Getting that nice chest movement and a little stretching here. Doing really well. In 10 seconds, we're going to hold this position down as low as we can. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and holding it down low for 10 seconds. Hips are down, belly button's up. Can we get even lower? We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and child's pose recovery. Nice job. Gently press those armpits down towards the floor. Getting that nice stretch here. That was a quick little round. So when we're ready, coming back up, this time we're going to have our hands in a triangle position right underneath our sternum. So right in front of our chest. Doing exactly the same thing. So inhale, bend those arms. Exhale, press away. We've got our triangle push-ups here. So still keeping that body in one straight line from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. Core is engaged, belly button's lifted to the ceiling. Making sure that lower back doesn't arch here. Inhale, bend, exhale, pushing away. Trying to get as low as you can with every single rep. We've got 15 more seconds here before we hold it down low to finish. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it down for 10 seconds as low as you can. Almost there. Last bit of hard work. We've got 5, 4. Can we get lower? 3, 2, and child's pose. Well done, everyone. Knees are out wide, just resting those armpits towards the floor and resting that forehead down. If it feels nice as well, you can just shimmy those hips from side to side, giving yourself that nice little massage. That's it. From here, we're going to thread the needle, so reach one arm through the other, gently twist that chest up to the ceiling as all fingertips creep away. One more big breath. And as you exhale, just reaching through to the other side, twisting up to the sky. Good. On your next exhale, just slowly coming back to center and rolling up. The last thing to come up is the head. And we'll just sit in a comfortable position to finish for one final chest stretch. So just interlace the fingers behind you, pushing that chest forwards and straightening those arms behind. Just relaxing those shoulders away from the ears. One more deep breath. And slowly releasing those arms. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I hope you had fun.